What's going on, guys? Welcome back once again. I've got another build here for you guys from my man Andrew up at Motor City Airsoft. Now I'm going to be tearing pretty much this whole thing apart, so I figured I'd go ahead and make this an official disassembly video. So for some of you guys, if you're watching this, it's your first time, pay attention. Here we go. Alright, this little pin right here on this side, first thing we want to do is line up the little mark here. The second mark, put the slide stop here on the end, push that pin out, turn it over, that'll fall out. Set the lower side, take your slide stop here, insert it just in between the barrel and the guide rod there. I'm going to put it down here like this so you guys can see. You can push the guide plug back, push the guide plug back, lock it in place like this, lift up and pull it out, set that to the side. Here comes the barrel assembly. Now if you can't get it out, this actually needs to be pushed forward and then that will slide out easily. Barrel assembly, pull back and twist, and this plastic barrel will flex a little bit. You should be able to get your hop-up assembly out. I'm going to show you another example right here quickly. This is a shell type design, 2-piece. The shell will open up, top will come off, 2 screws, 1, 2 right there, Phillips heads. This will come off like that. Inside you'll have your hop-up arm, your hop-up wheel for your hop-up adjustment. Take off your hop-up arm, your barrel and your bucking will come out. But we'll get back to that on a assembly video. Right now we're doing the disassembly. So, flathead screw to unscrew the top of this screw a little bit on the rear sight, above the top of the slide right here. That's all you need to undo it. Then we need to take our blowback unit out, so we're going to go for this screw in the back. Usually take a Allen wrench. Alright, now pay attention, guys. What you want to do is gently spread it apart. And take your finger, your middle finger, stick it in the hole, and when you feel the tip of the nozzle, gently spread it apart, push up on the nozzle, and she'll come right out. Alright, go ahead and watch that again if you want. Now, get rid of that rear sight. We're just going to push that to the side. That way. There's a certain way it has to go. You only go in, slide in one way or the other. Goes that way, away from me. And if you want to take your nozzle out, I suggest you hold it upside down, pull that out. See how that fell like that? Now you can just whip that out just like that. Alright, on to the lower. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure our hammer drops. The second thing we're going to do is go for this pin. We want to relieve our spring tension, and we don't want tension on the hammer when we actually pull this out. Now one thing you do have to pay attention to is when we pull this out, you don't want your hammer to fall back and lock again. Because we want this beaver tail to come out, then we want our sear spring to come out. So these things have been a real bugger lately. You might need like a rubber mallet, but definitely use a pin punch. Don't use a screwdriver or whatever you can find. I actually might need this hammer. Let me see. No, okay. Okay, leave that in there for now, like I say. Just kind of put your hand, don't let that hammer fall back. And then when you pull this out of here, this pin, make sure that you do hold on to this because this can go shooting out that way too. I'm going to pull that pin and then I'm going to release. Take my hammer spring housing, set that down, we don't need that for now. I want to pull my beaver tail up, just like that. And reach in and grab this little tab right here on the sear spring. Just kind of wiggle them a little bit. Maybe with this finger here. You should kind of come out of there if you jiggle them around a little bit, just like that. Nice and carefully. Now, you can take apart our safeties and our beaver tails. All I recommend doing is make sure your hammer's back. Lift up on your safeties. They should come up above your rails. I always take out the left side first. Now point your frame toward the mat. Wiggle, pull out your pin. Take out your right side safety. Now we're going to go after the grip. We're just going to need our Allen wrench. Phillips head inside. grip comes right out. I actually got the beaver tail in there still, so we'll take that beaver tail out. Set that to the side. We're going to take that screw, grip screw. I'm just going to kind of drop this stuff because this is going to the Cerakoter, and we're going to have some other stuff done. We need a little flathead right here to pop out this push in, turn to the back. That should pop up, come right out. And then your trigger, be very careful. Slide it out the back and then set that somewhere and be very careful with it. That's it for the grip. Onto the frame. We're going to go for this screw right here. Phillips head screw. Then we want to lift up, pull back. You can set that to the side. Make sure we got our spring and our little small pin here. We don't want to lose that assembly. The hammer pops right off. Sear comes out. Disconnector comes out. That's it. Now we can go onto this little plate here. Small little tiny Phillips head screw there. Be very careful with that. Hold the valve knocker down and just flick that spring off like that. This will come out. You take that spring off. The valve knocker should fall right out of here. There it goes. Now we go after that little screw right there, that little Phillips head. We take that out. Then we can get our reset and the reset spring, and then we can have this all cleaned up and sign off to be Cerakoted. Now this one, this build, the frame and the grip are going to be Cerakoted white, and then the rest of the build we're going to be doing the purple and the heat gradation. That little screw comes out. You just lift up. Now be careful because your reset and spring are spring loaded. Set those to the side. And that's pretty much it, guys. Frame's done. Grip's done. Off they go. Let me just... I have my unicorn build right here. I can probably show you guys really quick just what this will look like with a white frame and a purple slide here. I'm sure we can probably slide the barrel in here maybe, just for looks. There you go. Basically what it's going to look like, except for, no unicorn. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the reassembly after I have this all done and all the parts and everything are ready to go. Remember, as always, play with honor. Rock on. Heavy metal out.